Only on them C's if it's breeze. Red ruby the sleeves, Chinese on my sleeve. These wanna be Chun-Li's anyway.
Comfortable in my skin, cozy with who I am. Comfortable in my skin, cozy, cozy.
Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the Yoruba Goddess Chaotix channel. And today I kind of wanted to speak on how I passed the CISA exam, the Certified Information Systems Auditors exam. And well, if you look in the back here, you'll see a couple of my favorite books. I Bring Nothing to the Table by Shira 7. Okay, that's like the precursor to my books, you know. And my book is the Pick Me Awareness Hotline, Rehab and Recovery Center. And this is the Amazon version in black. And this is the self-published version in white, the way it should look, the way I wanted it to look, the way I designed it to look. Yes. This one right here. I don't know. It's very bright. But anyway, I kind of wanted to also share, some of the steps I took in passing the CISA exam. So here is what I started with, which was the focus notes I purchased from Amazon. So this is part 1 from 2021, the focus notes. And because I already was in the line of information technology and computer science, that was my minor in undergrad, computer science, and then I took and then I did a master's in Homeland Security with a focus in cybersecurity, and this was after I did my master's of business administration. Yes, and after that I went and I acquired my certified information systems auditor license, and that was in March of 2022. And I purchased these items in, I believe, October or September of 2021. So by March of 2022, I was already certified. So I just dedicated myself to, learning the intricate details and the overall lessons to be taught. So we'll go into part 1. And let me just say, I purchased part 1 through 4. That's one. Hold on. This is part 2. And I love these because they're like snack size. Okay. That's part 2. This is part 3. Right here. Oops. Yeah. So, being that, Oh, and then I also purchased the all-in-one Certified Information System Auditor 4th edition exam guide after I went through the focus notes. Yeah. So, and then, I passed shortly after that. I did all, I went to a Prometric center and I took the exam because certain exams you want to be at the center and just don't want to have any service interruptions, internet interruptions, Wi-Fi, whatever. You don't want to have those interruptions. Okay. And so how I went about passing was I went through the requirements and the testing, and I was like, okay, what's the most vital portion of the exam, right? So the most vital portion of the exam to me was the part 3, because let me see, it encompassed like the most, not difficult, but vast amounts of information in part 3 that could be a little confusing if you're not familiar in the IT sector. So what I did was I started off with, I did the first chapter of part 1, and because that kind of lays the foundation. And then after that, I said, let's look at the percentages of which section is the most important. And because I believe section 3 carried about 35% of the points, That's where I began. That's where I started. I said, at least if I know part 3 in and out, and it carries 35% of the mark for the exam, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and focus in on that one first. I'm gonna make sure I am very much abreast and aware of what's being taught in portion 3. And because I was already familiar with the IT sector, portion 1 and 2 were practicing. The practice of internal auditing was portion number 2. So I already was doing that. So, and then essentials of internal auditing. I was already an auditor. So I just reviewed these notes, which is why I got the focus notes. And then I purchased this book, which, I read in and out. And I took notes because for me, I need to rewrite things for it to stick. Okay, for it to really stick. And then I need to be able to read the study material and see where maybe they make grammatical errors and things of that nature. And you really have to make sure that when you're reading, these study guides, that you're able to put certain concepts together, because what's in portion number 3 is going to be in portion number 1 and number 2. It will just be deeper definitions and details and examples, and yeah. And if you are like me, which I'm also an ITIL certificate holder, you really respect processes and the flow of any process. So that's kind of what I did with this situation. Yeah. So I would just say drill into the portion that gives you the most percentage points. Make sure you are very much aware and very familiar with that area, and take the practice tests. Take the practice tests until you are like comfortable with the tricky questions that they give you and things of that nature, and are able to reason why or why not. So I think that was definitely what helped me. And also, anytime I did not feel like studying, I just would, hurry up and do whatever I needed to do. And then after that, I started eating, sleeping, and drinking the CISA notes and the book. As in, if I would just be lounging around at a particular time, I would use that time and just at least go through another portion of it, of the focus notes, and just read through it, make sure it made sense, and things of that nature. That definitely assisted me. So for instance, if I would be in the car just chilling, I'll bring the focus notes out, and luckily they're so small. So I was able to bring them anywhere. Depending on which focus notes section I was on, I'll leave the others at home and take it with me on the road, like if I'm traveling or to and fro from the office or what have you. Yeah, it really helped. So it kept me focused, it kept me busy, and it was enjoyable, because when I did it like that, incorporated studying into just my lifestyle, and even though it was hard because I was working full time and things of that nature, but doing it that way, it really made it healthier, and it allowed, I believe, the information to be absorbed a little bit more and faster, and put it in the right orders. So yeah, that is how I passed my CISA exam, and not just by a little bit, but like a healthy amount for passing on the first try. Not everyone does. So these are the things that definitely assisted me in passing on the first try, and I hope it assists you. So now we're going on to the book review section. So these were the books that I used to pass my CISA exam. This part 3, then part 2, then I went back to part 1, and then you definitely have to get the exam guide after that. And I believe everything was under $300. The exam, this was the most expensive. I forgot right on the top of my head how much I purchased it for, but definitely over $50-$60. These were about 20 to 25 bucks a pop. So, and it's 4, I believe. But yeah, 20 to 25 bucks a pop. So, versus the actual course and all those things, which would have been thousands. But because I kind of had an IT background and everything of that nature, I strongly had to rely on my previous knowledge and use these as, gap fillers so that I could be successful in passing the exam and then moving forward to then applying for the license. So passing the exam in like October, November of 2021, and then applying for the license in because once you get approved and once you pass and all of that, you have to apply for the license, and that occurred March of 2022. So yeah, and my name is on the CISA global registry because the last time I checked, there was only less than 300,000 of us. In fact, it was less than 180,000 global certified information systems auditor. And then you have to keep up your CPEs, which I did. I think my CPEs are good for the next 2 years, actually, because I did the H&R Block tax course. So, yeah, I'm certified, stamped. Okay, go look on the website. You'll see my name. If you know my name, I wrote it. Yes. So anyway, I wanted to move into the book review. I already told you my fave, the precursor to the Pick Me Awareness Hotline Rehab and Recovery Center was I Bring Nothing to the Table by Shira Seven. Definitely the goddess guru, the awareness guru. She's the I Bring Nothing to the Table guru. She's a scientist in my mind, astrophysics, all of those things. Okay, you never know what someone can teach you, so you have to be open-minded. Honestly, if I wasn't open-minded, I wouldn't be as far as I am and where I am today, period. So you have to be open-minded. It will be good to be open-minded. You don't have to do anything, but it will be good to be open-minded, and it definitely has benefits, and it definitely gives you more clarity. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the next thing is I just wanted to share some other books that I enjoy. Oh, speaking of ITIL, this is one of the ITIL Foundation books. Yeah, and this was from 2011, 2012. So that was when I got my ITIL certificate. Okay, so some other books I enjoy or am excited to read. Well, anyway, for my ladies, Avoiding Mr. Wrong, 10 Men Who Will Ruin Your Life. So I kind of went through this book and it was okay. It was cool. But there's a deeper awareness at play here, which is what is written in my book. The Pick Me Awareness Hotline Rehab and Recovery Center. And I'm actually hoping to open an actual center to help ladies that are suffering, with domestic violence or, just not in the best situation and would like to get out. I don't want any woman feeling stuck. I want you to know you always have options. And yeah, don't ever let or allow anyone to make you feel stuck in a situation. As long as you have breath in your lungs or what have you, you can change your situation. It's never too late. But anyway, so I'm the awareness guru. But and I'm the awareness guru because I'm completely aware of myself. Like, for instance, I refused to come back on camera until I, got a little bit further with my Smile Direct journey and am. So, yeah, because I know how degenerate some areas of the internet can be. And I didn't have time for it, okay? But, so that's that. Avoiding Mr. Wrong. Stephen Arterburn and Dr. Meg J. Rink. That was a good one. Then, Designing the Mind, the Principles of Psychitecture. So it's like psycho-architecture. Yeah. So, okay, what would you be capable of if your mind wasn't still running on its default settings? And I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Then, of course, you have Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is one of my old staples. Very good. You know, especially because my undergrad was in accounting and my minor was computer science. So, accounting and Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I definitely loved it. It was a good book. Read it. It's a good book for a reason. And then some of the books I read when I was like in high school is Ain't Gonna Be the Same Fool Twice by April Sinclair. Honestly, it was the design of the book that had caught my eye. Ain't gonna be the same fool twice. Okay? Yes. You gotta feed your mind. And then, of course, another one of my MBA course study books was The New Economics by Edward Demings. Okay, Demings is loved in his field. Okay, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And again, from the last review or the last video, A Short History of Nearly Everything by Bill Bryson. Okay. It's hard to imagine a better rough guide to science. A journey through space and time. I love it. I love space and time. I love science. I love it. I'm sorry. You gotta be a smart guy. You gotta be a smart guy. Do do. And then, of course, one of my favorites is How to Be Better at Almost Everything by Pat Flynn. And him voicing his audiobook is even funnier. And hopefully I can voice my book whenever I get some time. Mind you, things are often just a matter of time. We have it in us. We have the efforts, the energy, but the time. And in my MBA course study, I learned that the most valuable thing is time, not money. Money, you can always get that back or make more of it. But time, oh Lord, no one of us can buy back time. The only way you can, I guess, buy back time is buying your time, like as far as having someone else do it, or, you know, giving other people tasks to do on your behalf. That could be a way of saving time. But you're saving time, but you're not creating new time. You understand? But anyway, I just felt the need to kind of share that with you all before I have to clock into work and stuff like that. Again, right now I am I'm a CISA, and with that I am I guess you can say a fraud auditor / investigator. And prior to that, I was in the alcohol, marijuana industry, and I was an auditor, a compliance auditor for restaurants, and making sure that they were food and alcohol compliant. So if you are in the DMV and you have a restaurant and you would like me to assist with the compliance and going over the books and kind of letting you know what I used to look for as a compliance auditor for the alcohol and marijuana business and industry, then you can definitely reach out to me at gupahrrc@gmail.com if you have any questions, or if you have any general questions, or if you want my opinion or anything, or if you want some more tips for beauty, IT, business, career, being your self, okay, then you can definitely reach out to me at G as in girl, U as in umbrella, P as in Paul, A as in apple, H as in Harry, R as in rabbit, C as in carrot, at gmail.com. When you have a unique name, you're used to spelling it out. Okay. And also, if you're one of my foreign babes like me, originally from Nigeria, and you want stories or story times, or how to remain and keep confident in moving in different environments, and things of that nature, or the difference of one country to the other country, or anything of that nature, or challenges I had as a Nigerian growing up in America, being literally African American. Okay, so just let me know, comment. Let me know that you're here for my girly techs, my girls in tech, my complicated yet simple girlies, for my eclectics that like a lot of things and don't want to limit themselves, for my outside of the box thinkers, for my outside of the box women, for my outside of the box people, feminines. Reach out. You know what I'm saying? There's many ways to accomplish, things. There's many ways to derive at the number 12, 20, whatever. It can be 6 plus 6. It can be 6 plus, it can be. So there's no one perfect way when we're not in the science realm, or when we're not there's no one perfect way to do anything. And it depends on who's doing it that lets you know if it's the best way. So always have clarity, always know where you're coming from, and just know who you are. That would always be my best advice, is focus on yourself and know who you are, and develop yourself if you don't. And if you need assistance, I guess some males, especially the feminines, can reach out to me. But I'm sure the hetero straight males have other hetero straight males that they can learn from, that I'm sure is way better than me. Because you know how some like to compare. No, my thing is just disseminating the information, and whoever needs it will receive it. And if they particularly would like to receive the information from me, great. I would love that. But get the information nonetheless. Yeah, that part. All right. So I think that's about it. I don't want to, go past this time frame right now. So anyway, let me know that you stopped by commenting, liking, subscribing, doing all of those things. And yeah, we go up, period. The price, the stock is going up, baby. The stock is going up. Thank you for joining me again, my eclectics, my girlies that like a little bit of everything, that do not want to be put in a box, my complex yet simple girlies. I'm a representation of that, so don't think it's not out there. I am definitely part of that tribe. Okay? But yeah, don't put yourself in a box. Focus on yourself. Those were my tips as far as how I passed the CISA exam and became a CISA licensed individual. That's my book. The black and the white one are two versions of my book, and then my favorite book in this area besides mine is Shira Seven's I Bring Nothing to the Table. And also, I just wanted to shout out Scotty by Nature TV for believing in me and being genuine, a genuine personality. And because, we love genuine people, because our motto at the-goddessuniverse.com is be you, be yourself. And, until you can be completely yourself, be what you can be, like the army. Be what you can be. Okay, and keep your self-respect, and try to think outside the box. And I'm a representation of just be you, and you'll still make it no matter what. Don't be hard on yourself. And life is a journey to be lived. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna stumble. It's how you get up off of those mistakes or move past those stumbling blocks. And yeah, just be who you need to be in the world for yourself, and only you know that. So anyway, I'm getting up off my high horse, literally. All right, thank you for joining me, much appreciated. Like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you comment so I know that you stopped by, and head over to the-goddessuniverse.com and sign up for emails and things of that nature, and let me know that you're rocking with me from ground level. So yeah. All right.